Hello.
Hi. It's us.
We're back. It's a Monday for you.
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
It's
It's Thursday.
It's a day.
We never record. It's always Tuesdays and Thursdays. Why would I?
I was thinking about what you said earlier. Before we recorded, you were like, "Yeah, we could maybe record on Wednesday," and I'm like, "We can't record on Wednesday." And then we got up here, and I was like, "It's Wednesday." It's not fucking Wednesday.
No, we
All right, let's cheers.
Yeah, let's cheers this.
Tell the people about it.
Okay.
Pretty tasty.
Well, I was just like, one, I forgot I don't have any more of the cubed ice. I forgot to make it. So if I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to do something shaken. I had lemons, thank God, but I made, this is whiskey, coffee liqueur, Chambord simple syrup, and lemon juice.
Lemon juice.
Also, I asked you if you wanted something heavy or deep or whatever, and this is definitely mid.
Yeah, it's good though.
Well, yeah, because you said deep, and I was like, yeah, I don't have old-fashioned stuff. I don't have the ice to sit it on, so it would have just been straight up. Yeah, which would have been good, but it would have just been like shit ice, and I don't know. It does make a difference.
These Tesla, I think.
It is Tesla.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Oh yeah, for a sec. It was taking me a second.
This was a good buy.
That was. Are you addressing this now?
Huh?
Are you addressing it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyways, yeah, this is pretty good. And then we were going to try. Actually, well, I'm gonna get this pouring, but this is the peach whiskey that I got from Detroit for me and Jake, and Alex Winter. Nice for his birthday. So I picked it up, and it's pretty good. But I wanted that. This will be the one we try today. But no. So the thing I was gonna tell you before. So apparently, this is just like kind of funny to me. So there's a golf tournament going on, and it's the British Open, I think, or somewhere.
Play love.
They are. Apparently, this is like, it's got like 12-foot like bunkers and shit in this thing. Yeah, it's like like whole
golf bunkers.
Yes, golf bunkers. Sorry, that's what they're.
Why the fuck would they have a bunker at it?
Yeah. So they have all these bunkers and shit, and then like there's a Pat McAfee was talking about it, and he was talking to some Irish guy who's like, I don't know. Apparently, he's famous amongst golf and like coverage and stuff. I don't know who he was, but he was pretty funny because he was like, they show this clip of this French golfer. Or I should have said just this golfer, because he's sitting there and he's in this like obviously tall ass grass, and he hits it and it barely goes anywhere, and he basically just goes fuck it, and he takes his hat off, and he just goes, nope, I'm good, and he walks off the course. He just quit. And they were like, so what do you think about that? And he's like, well, first of all, that's a French golfer, and he's like honestly, that's all you gotta say about that. And they were all just like, oh, that is. And I was like, I have no fucking clue who this guy was, but like just watching this guy just go, nope, and actually say fuck it and walk off.
I get it, man.
Yeah, I was like, apparently this is like one of the most difficult times it's ever been. Like, I watched this dude basically like try to hit the ball out of the green, and then it just like fell all the way back in front of him, and he was just devastated. Like, I can't even imagine trying to hit these things.
It's 12 feet. Fuck, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that was the one he was in. Obviously, that one wasn't a bunker. He was just off in, like, rough somewhere. But, like, obviously, I'm sure this wasn't the first of his...
Yeah, it had to have been, like, several shitty shots, you know?
Yeah, apparently it was just this whole nightmare. Damn it.
I could have pushed it more for you.
Ow! Fuck my shoulder. So yeah, my shoulder's fucked up somehow. I don't know
My
how.
shoulder, elbow, knees, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. I am broke.
Yeah, mine's like locking up and shit. It's getting
mine
weird.
too. I was trying to play with Penny while we were downstairs, and she kept like wanting to do tug of war with the ball, where she was pulling this way, and I'm like, I can't do that right now. Is Peach?
It's like I'm gonna swap and take this one because my finger went inside the rim.
That's fine.
But
Sometimes, sometimes the fingers gotta go on the rim, buddy.
you gotta touch your bro's pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That made the peach come out more.
Yeah.
The noise that I made, it was like, pew.
Yeah. Oh, it really does.
Not bad though.
Yeah. Honestly, the peach kind of sits, but yeah.
I also just haven't really been drinking much hard liquor.
Yeah.
So it's been a minute, even for us, because we didn't do one on the last recording session.
Yeah, we did not. So it's been like 2 weeks since we've had
yeah.
just straight whiskey again.
Yeah, because all I've been drinking is beer. Which I gotta show you my Baffin card.
Oh yeah, dude, we
Yeah.
have to go, but it's so far. It's like we'll never go.
Yeah, it's right by my house.
I know.
But you drink 150 beers, and you get a free mug that you can use whenever you're there. Chrissy's got one.
Okay, you have to have
I'm
150 beers.
150, yeah.
Okay.
I'm a fucking idiot. Because the whole time I've been going there, I was like, how do they keep track?
You hadn't been giving it to him?
Just got the card at the beginning of July. Yeah.
How long have you been going there?
I've been going there since I moved in. Like, I should be, well, not constantly going, but like every so often, we'll be like, oh, let's go to Baffin. And I'll have like 3, maybe 4 beers over there. And I'm like, I should be at like maybe 50, 60.
You know what you should do is just go up to one of the bartenders that might recognize you, but can you please vouch
Well,
for me? Can you just vouch me a card?
Sean works there, and he's the one who gave me the card and was like, how did you not have a card yet? And I was like, nobody told me about the card. And I was like, I feel like a fucking idiot. And he was
I
like,
feel like he would have been like, all right, I'm just going to snap you a 1.
he couldn't. He's like, well, here's your card. You got to start, buddy. And I'm like, damn,
That
fucker.
sucks.
But what I did do was, it's not just the one you drink. It's whatever's on your tab. So what I've been doing is I'm like, you fuckers pay me for your drinks later. We'll put it on my card so I can catch the fuck up.
There you
And
go.
then once I get to like 50 or 60, then it's just my beers. Because I'm like, no, I'm not going to drink 200 beers.
Yeah.
But I want the mug.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, shit, like it'd be cool if I went, like, problem is I just don't drink beer. If I go to a restaurant, I either drink whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I did actually finally just get a beer for the first time in like probably, I'm gonna say years at this point.
Yeah.
That I've ordered a beer at a restaurant.
I do mainly beer. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm also driving. So I'm like, if I do like 3 cocktails, not driving.
Yeah, I cut myself off at 2.
Like, I could drive, but I'm not. No, that's too many drinks.
Yeah.
But if I do beers, like, I'm sipping on those. They're less alcohol content.
Yeah.
Usually we're there for like a few hours. So it's like I could have a few beers in the first half that we're there and then swap to water.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was the things I got. It was Tuesday when we went to last minute to go to dinner with our parents before they left. I wasn't originally going to get anything, and then they had the s'mores from Rochester, and I was like, all right, I'm going to get that one. It was good as fuck, and I was glad I got it. But I was like, you know what, like, I really don't just drink beer to drink beer. It's unless it's outside, like when I was drinking at the brunch.
Yeah.
That's when you drink a beer outside, because I can't drink whiskey. I love drinking whiskey outside. here and there.
We gotta swap that up. Whenever I do the cookout, you bring your little portable bartender thing. We'll make some cocktails for just me and you.
Because I do like doing that once in a while, but also that is the only time I also will be like, all right, I'm going to drink some beers. Or if it's like at the beach, just a long day.
Yeah. Like
I did make a margarita.
You brought some cocktails when we went tubing that one time.
Yeah.
And like those were good, but I was also like, it feels wrong to be drinking a cocktail while tubing.
Yeah.
Like, the way I kind of looked at it was like, this is going to get the start of my drunk.
Yeah.
Like then I'm going to use the beers to coast.
No, that's honestly probably the best way. And also last time I did that, I just did it old fashioned because it was easy. Honestly, this time, if we did it, I would do a whiskey sour. So it's way lighter and refreshing for that to start, like you said. Bring enough to literally just have one or two.
It'd be dope to do like a mojito.
I could do mojitos.
Like something similar to that. Like,
dude, I'm not gonna lie. A caipirinha is like, it's low key. Probably got to be one of my favorite cocktails.
I don't know what that one is.
I've never made one. I should. Okay. So it is. It was the drink I had most on my honeymoon. Okay. Like it was because like
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's rum, limes, and sugar. Essentially, it's an old fashioned, but made with cachaça, which is from, or sorry, not rum, it's cachaça, but it's made from, it's like the rum of Brazil. It's their national alcohol. So like, it's kind of, to me, it's like in between a rum and a tequila.
Okay.
Yeah, like it's on the sweeter end. It's like a sweet tequila.
Yeah, I think I've had it.
Yeah, I feel like I've made something with it over the course of the podcast.
Yeah, I'm picturing the bottle.
Yeah, it's downstairs. Yeah. It's
got like a yellowish label.
No. I don't remember. Either way, I got it down there.
I'm gonna go home after this, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, my parents had that in 2004. This is the bottle, and you're gonna be like, how the fuck do you remember that?
I will be genuinely very shocked if they've ever even heard of cachaça.
Dude, my dad's been like everywhere. He lived in Panama for years.
True.
That's where my sister was born.
Okay, then maybe not. Yeah. He probably knows then. But yeah, because I was gonna say like 90% of people don't even know what the fuck cachaça is.
Yeah,
like because it's such a South American kind of thing that most Americans have no idea.
You also gotta remember, my dad's been.
Well, everywhere. I know he's been places, but I didn't think it was South. I thought it was more Europe, that side of like, because Middle East and stuff.
Yeah, he spent some time in Germany. I think 2 years. I want to say he spent 2 or 3 years in Panama. I know that's where my sister was born. And then he moved back prior to that because my brother was born in Detroit, and they're almost exactly a year apart.
Got it.
One is March 18th and one is March 19th.
Got it.
I don't know if it's a year and a day or a year minus a day. I do not remember which day either one was born on because it's the same day.
That's fair. Yeah. No, I just either way, like that's also just like it's a really super simple. It's light. And it hits because all the lime that's in it. Basically, you can also make it a mojito immediately by just literally adding mint.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'll make because like I want to make something that's easy to just leave in a bottle, bring there. With a whiskey sour, it's literally just gonna be cut the onions and juice them right before we go on. Onions. We're gonna die. You're gonna die. Yeah. I'm kidding.
What was the thing you actually meant?
Lemons. I really have. I have absolutely no fucking clue where onions came from.
I don't want any onions.
No, I know.
That was almost a really dark joke.
Surprise.
I was going to say, I'll be the guy who dies on the river that time.
R.I.P. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, I'll just smash some lemons there. juice it, throw it in there right before we go on the trip, so it's good.
What would be funny is if we brought the juicer with us and we're just going down the tube, going down the river, and everyone else is going with us partying, and we're like, ah! Just smashing a fucking bunch of lemons. You're over there with the shaker, like, ah!
Realistically, now that I have better bar supplies, I'm pre-making it, but I'm probably putting them all in those small bottles.
Yeah, so you just pre-make it, pour it through.
Yeah, like I would basically make each of us that bottle, and that's what we would drink.
I do think it would be really funny to have you with the shaker bottle, though, and then me sitting there, like, making lemon peels to fucking spritz and put in as garnish.
I mean, to be honest, like,
that part's doable.
it is doable.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: is the lemon peels is just more of like, okay, we pre-cut them, put them in a bag, put them in the thing. So all of a sudden, all we do is like, well, you want to drink? Yeah, we just get the bag out, dump the cocktail in our cup.
Yeah.
Honestly, the problem is like I want. If we're doing that, also the problem is you want the nice cup. But I'm not bringing. Obviously, you're not bringing glass.
You can get plastic ones.
Yeah, plastic ones.
You can get some nice plastic ones. But my thing is, like, it's for the bit. Like, how funny would it be for anybody that's going by us, floating down the river too, just floating past? Because they're doing Jello shots, they're doing beers. They just float by us, and you and I are full bartender, like, making a cocktail for everyone with us. Like, I'll buy us some nice glasses.
So it'd be, what we should do is like, there's part of me that
because it could fall and break.
Yeah, not the glass, the plastic stuff. But what it would be funny is to have a bunch of ice there. I bring my shakers, juice a bunch of lemons into the one, cocktail in the other, and then when we want them, I just fresh shake it on the.
I think it'd be hilarious.
It would be funny. Everyone's just like, someone's like,
just floating by
in the
like,
well, not even. I'm thinking like, the people that are like slightly a quarter mile down the river, and then they're just hearing
just the shaker going on.
What the fuck is that?
See us float by later with a nice cocktail and a fucking cigar. Just
that. Yeah. Baby cigars. Not baby cigars, but like half stogies.
Maybe a half stogie, but also you got to remember the float is anywhere from 3 to 8 hours.
Problem is either way, it's still too much tobacco for me. I mean, well, I guess if I just let it burn most of the way instead of you're not wrong.
Yeah, you ain't gotta chief it.
Yeah. Look, my problem is I fucking chief everything. Yeah, it's unfortunately it's the way I'm built. I drinks everything. I chief everything. It's not healthy. It's not the right way to be, and I'm trying to be better, but
I'm
I
the
don't.
Same way. I'm even worse with food. Like I poured a bowl of chips yesterday.
Oh.
And the bag, like, it got clumped up. So I was sitting there trying to shake some out. And I had like almost the amount I wanted, but I needed like 7 more chips.
Mm-hmm.
So I shook the bag, and then like 30 more chips came out, and I was like, ah.
Oh no.
And I looked over at Kai, and he was like, what's the matter? And I was like, I have to eat all of these now. And he was like, dude, it's a clean bowl. You can just pour it back. And I'm like, no. It's in my bowl.
That's not how this works.
It's in my bowl, so I have to. If I pour them back, then it's going to be less than what I want. And he's like, well, how much do you want? And I'm like, half of this. But I was like, I have to have it because it's there.
I am on that logic line. The problem is like, well, that's like, I love things, and I've talked about it in the 3s. 3 is like my magic number of like.
It's the rule of comedy, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like snacks, all that, drinks. Again, 3 is my cutoff. 4 if I've had like pizza and it's a ridiculous cocktail. Like special circumstances is when I'm getting 4.
Yeah.
Or I'm not driving.
I was going to say, if I'm not driving.
Yeah.
I don't drink as much as I used to. Like, I don't drink to get drunk anymore.
Yeah.
Like, very rarely. Like, if I'm at a convention, probably.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be partying until like 3 a.m.
That's the time to do it, too.
But like, throughout the day. Like at brunch, I was drinking all day, and then I stopped. Like, and you know, I slowly drank throughout the night, but I was like, by like 5 o'clock, I was probably good to go drive somewhere.
Yeah.
But what sucked is I had gotten so much heat from the morning, and I was drunk at that point to where when I was sober, like all that heat,
Tired.
all of it, man. Like I got a whole migraine. It was like 8 o'clock.
Oh.
Yeah, I went to lay down and could not fall asleep until like 3 in the morning, and then Louis smacked me to wake me up. I was like, couldn't go back to sleep.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's when I called off work, and then I got to see my neighbors fighting, which was dope. We talked about that on here. You should go back 2 episodes, I think. Yeah.
Well, next episode on Dragon Ball. No.
Previous episode.
No. Well, I was gonna say. Well, next
what
Thursday.
Number is this? Sorry.
196.
Okay.
Yeah, we're close.
Yeah.
197. Well, next Thursday, really. Is when. Oh, we're gonna record next Tuesday. I'll save this for that.
I mean, we could not record Tuesday if you need to.
Well, no, I was just gonna talk about going to that restaurant next Thursday.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, I can just save that.
I got to talk about going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a fucking This is like the worst podcast.
It's not.
You're not wrong.
No, there's some drama in the podcast scene and the YouTube scene. There's some drama.
What's going on then?
I can't remember the name of the podcast. I think it's called The Dropouts.
I'm so sorry you said that, and I immediately was like, "Do you remember
the name of the podcast?" It has that one guy who hooked up with a 16-year-old child. That's the drama. There's 2 of them.
Oh boy!
Well, one of them is like they didn't start dating until she was of age. Blah blah blah. But it's weird.
Yeah,
it's.
I was gonna say, like, I assume this dude's like.
I think it's called the. I think it's The Dropouts. It's Zach something and Tara Yummy was on it, but she was not the one. It was the girl prior. Apparently him, the Zach guy, which gave me creepy vibes from the get-go, met his ex-girlfriend when she was 16. He was like 20-something. They didn't date until she was like 19, 20. But still, very weird, very creepy. He's getting canceled-ish, but that's not the worst one.
Oh, okay. I think I kind of see it, yeah.
The worst one is a podcaster that I really enjoyed, and I went to see them live with Teresa.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Cody Ko.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Same stuff?
He apparently hooked up with Tana Mongoy, Mon something. I can never pronounce her last name. She was 17, he was 25. And there's people collaborating. Yeah, that word. To the story, where they're like, yeah, somebody stopped them from making out and was like, hey, you might not know this. She's 17. And he was like, oh my God, thank you. And then they still hooked up that night. And he hasn't said anything about it, but it's all over. And I'm like, oh no. So long story short, we're not the worst podcast.
We're not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
just not entertaining.
Yeah, we're just not entertaining. Except to our friends that care.
And to us.
And we love you. Because, and to us, yeah, we basically just do this. I was going to say, I got to get back into making cocktails. I got
to get back into making clips and stuff too.
Because, I mean, thank God I've gotten good enough at making drinks that I know at least what I put here is not, like, undrinkable. But, like, I haven't, other than Velvet Elvis, like, I haven't really had any, like, inspirations for cocktails.
Yeah. I didn't want to speak ill of your skill.
Yes.
But there was one drink. I have no concept of time, so I don't know if it was 2 months ago or a year and a half ago. But there was that one we had. It was like purpley, and it did not taste good. But you eventually got it to a point where it was good. But it was
that
the
was the
last one I
Murado?
could think of. I think so. Yeah.
The one I uploaded eventually?
Eventually, yeah. The one we did for
Rachel? No.
No, the one we did for Two Drunk. Which you guys haven't seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is that one. The third episode
I want to say
that we did.
The first or second time you made it, it tasted very much like a cleaning supply.
Yeah, it was not. Yeah, no.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, no, that was definitely the Murado Mezcal.
Yeah.
Because that had, there was the blueberry, kiwi, lemon, drambuie, green chartreuse, mezcal.
Yep, that was the one. I remember some slight racism when we were filming Too Drunk, because I got there and you were making the tortillas.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't figure this out. And I was like, I've never done it before. And you were like, you're Mexican, do it. And I was like, I've never done this. What makes you think I could do this? And then it was perfect. Like, I've never done it. And it was
like, nailed
tortilla.
it. Yeah.
And then we were talking about the name of the drink, and I was like, I can't roll my R's. And I probably can't do it now, but there's footage of me going, yeah, we're drinking this. And was like, why did it work that time?
Well, I can mimic the sound, but I can't roll my tongue.
Yeah,
I can go, but I can't do it. Oh.
Yeah. Mine is thanks to Post Malone, because he's got one song where he makes like a phone ringing noise, and he's like, and I learned how to do that.
Yeah, I can't do that. Oops. But I was trying to think of like, all right, I need to start getting back into like, all right, coming up, try to like once every other day or something, like come up with a different idea of something fun to make and then try and actually. Problem is like taking the time making them, and then I don't want to keep drinking it myself, and then so I wait for you and the whole.
I'm down to try them for sure.
Oh yeah. I gotta look at my phone and even see what the fuck I've even thought of making again.
I gotta take that microphone from you, because I'm doing bar gear next year, and I have to find time when the roommates aren't home, because I'm going to try to record some shit at the house, and then I want to send it off to you, Jake, and maybe the Jeffs, and be like, give me opinions on this, because if you guys say it's good, then I'll continue. If you guys say it's bad, then I'm going to take dancing lessons like Damon did.
Well, I think you can do it. No, it's just going to, it'll just be a matter of like getting it set up, practice, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
I say it should be, I think it's packed away already, so it should just be right over here.
It's in one of these probably.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I'm going to start losing my life Friday to college football 25. Maybe. I got it. I've heard a lot of good things. Apparently the mechanics are a lot. I'm assuming they're going to be a little harder for me because they're way more like realistic. Mm-hmm. And it's like harder to tackle people. So it might, like if I'm playing defense, it might suck, but for offense, it might be cool. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I've been seeing a lot of people playing it, and it looks pretty good. And like, it's one of those things where it makes me bummed because the Madden games suck. They don't suck, but like they suck. They haven't updated them in fucking decades, essentially, and like
it's the same game every year.
Like apparently, from what I understand, in this college game, like you actually like if you're doing the franchise mode, essentially, like as a head coach, you are legitimately doing the recruiting for everyone on your team, and there's like as you're playing games in the seasons, it affects how certain players. In reality, it's like how they look at your team. Like if you fucking lost a bunch, they
don't want to come to your team.
Yeah. So it's just one of those like, okay, so like apparently there's a lot of that, and then throughout the games, like you are trying to recruit throughout the season for the next year, and it was funny, like you can legitimately like you like lose it's like it's pretty fun from what I understand. It's a lot, but interesting.
Nice. I
And
am playing Legend of Dragoon.
nice.
Yeah.
I still have not played that yet.
It's a really old game. You should. I have it on my PlayStation account. They finally put it on PS4 and PS5.
Okay.
And I'm logged in on yours. You can just log in, download it, and play it whenever you want. So it's fun.
See, I'll have to give it a shot.
I don't know if it's a game you would enjoy, but it's fun to me.
Well, isn't it more like Final Fantasy with like fighting style?
Yeah,
but like not Final Fantasy.
It's turn-based. It was
Yeah,
very,
turn-based.
very Final Fantasy-esque, but like older Final Fantasies, to where it was like still like medieval type stuff.
Yeah.
Like knights and whatnot.
Yeah.
But there's also dragons. Yeah, it's really fun.
I'm
and
down.
the attack system is really cool because it's like you have these things called additions where like you don't just attack once. Like this little rhythm game pops up and you have to hit X or circle at a certain time to get another attack or a parry.
Okay.
So you can get like you start out with like 2 attacks, but then you can get some additions that have like 8. You know?
Yeah.
So it's pretty dope. The story's
Okay.
really cool too. I never beat it. You know.
So there's part of me that's like, one, I assume this is a very, very long game.
Longish. I think you could probably beat it in like 40, 50 hours.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, 50 to 60 hours is long.
Yeah. I mean, it's a PS1 game though too.
True.
So it's like if you're like me and you like to grind, it's going to be
True.
longer. If you like to collect everything, it's going to be longer. But you don't really have to do that. So you could probably beat it in like 40, 50 hours. I know I beat Final Fantasy VII in 32 hours once. And it was hard. But I didn't really grind or try to collect everything or do all the side quests. I just fucking went through it.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking about it. And I was like, we've talked about it, but doing the game thing in here once.
Yeah.
And like, I think that would be a fun night just to like record do the old school thing. We just straight up
Yeah.
record straight to that.
I think that would be a fun like we record these on a weekday. The doing the gaming would be a fun like boys night.
Yeah, 100%.
Get together. We wouldn't really necessarily have to stream it, but it would be cool to double tap and just be like, "Hey, we're streaming. Come hang out," and then clip
You're
it
not
down.
wrong.
You
That would be fun.
Edit it down in some way to upload at a later time. That would
Like,
be fun.
honestly, my idea is like cool. Is like I'll come up with a really good cocktail that I can batch.
Yeah.
Leave it in here with like, or I don't know, leave it downstairs.
Downstairs. It's not
Yeah,
that far.
leave it downstairs. Leave it in the fridge. It's already ready. We can DoorDash some food, get some pizza, or just order some fucking Jets or something. Get some pizza. Get some sick pizza.
Some BLT.
Yeah.
Shit our brains out halfway through the stream.
God.
You remember that idea?
Yeah.
We're here like let's fucking stream some games together.
Here's the funny
From the
thing is
toilet.
like I literally yes, I do remember that. I thought you were just talking about the shitting our brains out thing because I remember that when we joked about just drinking
Yeah, the mag citrate, but we were gonna do it on stream.
Yeah. I just remember like because every time like if we ever get a comment and I go to look at them, like automatically it always pulls up the like you haven't responded ones because we haven't responded to that one guy that commented on your one short of that clip of us talking about shitting ourselves and him just saying don't do that. And it's like
me just be like I do it every year, motherfucker.
I still haven't and I probably should soon because like here I'm thinking about it and like so Taco Bell I just saw that it looks like they released a new taco called or a chalupa, the cheesy
gordita.
Well, that's my normal, is the cheesy gordita.
Mine used to be the double decker, but it's gone.
Yeah, I remember trying to look for it the one time, and I was really bummed because it was not.
Yeah, they got something that's similar. And then the crispy chicken, whatever, was pretty good too, but it's gone.
The cheesy street chalupa.
Sounds like it looks like it'll make you shit.
Yeah.
Good, though.
Yeah, it looks really good. So I'm just kind of like, all right, like, Saturday is the bachelor party. Have I talked about that yet here?
I don't think so.
So Saturday I'm going to a bachelor party, and it's for Mitch. I'm really fucking excited.
Okay.
Sorry, I was trying to remember if I think it's up there. Stuff for his stuff was in here. But we're going golfing at Frankenmuth Golf Course. That's gonna be really, really awesome. And then we're gonna be playing, or we're just gonna be hanging out at the brewery. I'm gonna go get him donuts beforehand, so we can kind of have that like a breakfast kind of thing. Honestly, we probably should.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just immediately thought I was like, we should make sure he has some food too.
You should, yeah.
So I'm gonna do that. Either way, but we're gonna do that, and I'm gonna get him donuts and drinks and stuff like that. Have some fun on the course. We're not staying the night there now.
Okay.
Because originally the plan was there was gonna be like 8 of us all playing and hanging out for the night, and assumingly all of us drink.
Stay at the Bavarian.
Well, not even stay there because that's like fucking $300 a night for a room.
True.
So we were gonna stay at Birch Run, which is like a 10 to 15 minute drive. Basically, just have like 2 people stay sober.
Yeah.
And drive us to the hotel. And
Uber. Yeah.
Or Uber. Well, yeah. I don't know if I want to Uber from Frankenmuth. I don't know if there might be some. It might have some Uberish. Yeah. But either way, like we were gonna go stay at Birch Run and then just go to Tony's in the morning. But like, since no one is, 2 people had to back out, and one guy, this comes out well after this. And it doesn't matter. He's proposing to his girlfriend.
Okay.
So he's like, yeah, I already have a bunch of shit planned that day. I can't because unfortunately, again, no one watches this.
And this is coming out
well after. Also, basically, Mitch, I'm not the best man.
You're the best man to me.
But no, essentially, he was like, hey, I don't think Anthony's really gonna, or I already said it. He doesn't think the best man is going to really pull through and do his end of the bachelor party, and has really not reached out and done all the things. So he kind of asked me to help him out, and by that mean kind of do it. Yeah. So I am doing that. But yeah, so it was kind of like too last minute, and I assume like some of these people obviously didn't plan on that being that day. So 2 people couldn't make it, and then 1 can't make the golf trip. But and then one of them also can't stay the night anyways. That is going and making the whole thing. So I was like, well, there's just 5 of us. And to be honest, Mitch is not like, he's not a heavy drinker.
Yeah.
He's not a party guy. He's like, I like to have some drinks, maybe get a good get drunk and then calm down from it and go home. Yeah. So I was like, you know what, we'll have a good time, maybe get him pretty drunk and then hang out a little bit and then go home. Get him driven home. And then, since I have to drive home, I saw that Taco Bell. I'm like, all right, I'm going to hit the Taco Bell right by my house on the way home because I'm already going to pass it. Like, I literally have to drive home past the place. So I'm going to stop there. I'm going to get that. I'm going to come home. I'm going to eat that. And then I'm going to shit my brains out in the morning.
You know what's funny? There's a Taco Bell on the way home for me.
You should go get it.
I'm going to get it today.
Yeah, go get it and then let me know.
I will. I'll text you at 7 in the morning. Actually, I might text you at 6:30 when I'm driving to work and be like, it's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Because I will be up. So, dude, you know what pisses me off is they called Saturday on us. Dude, we didn't start running until today. And even then, it was like,
Yeah.
we didn't do anything. It's like, dude, what do we... I don't... It's dumb. They're still not done building areas.
Yeah, I'm there for support. Do you want to know what I did today?
What?
I installed a cover on a button.
Damn. That's some real back-breaking work.
Yeah, I didn't do shit all day.
Yeah.
I shouldn't complain.
Yeah.
But also, I'm like, it's so mind-numbingly boring.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so this week, since we've been back, I decided that, like, well, we've basically not run at all up until, like, I didn't learn a job until today, and I had already kind of known the job because I just went to the team that my job parts supplied, essentially.
Okay.
So I've walked over there a bunch to bring them parts and shit like that. Like, they're like, hey, this is broken, or you missed this, and I just walk it over there or whatever. And so I've seen the job. I knew it already. Took me like 2 minutes. Learned it. Well, I'm doing that, but then like up until today, I was just sitting at the brake table directly next to it because they would run maybe the engine would bump like twice, and that was it. And there was like no point in showing me any job until they really knew we're going to be running and they needed the spot filled. And then they were like, all right, now that they're actually... they were like, we waited until it ran at least like 5 or 6 times like in a row. And he was like, all right, yeah, well... And I finally stood up. I was like, all right, well, please, like... I re-downloaded Candy Crush.
Dude, I'm on level 2005.
So
I was on level 1500 last week.
I don't know. That's impressive.
Yeah.
Well,
I haven't played in a year.
I did not re-download my. It says you can I can retrieve my old.
Yeah, no, it's better to start over. It's a lot easier to get all the free shit.
Well, and that too. That was the thing. Is like, so I ended up like I was like, one, because I knew we weren't doing anything. I was like, I don't want to immediately go back to some hard levels and run out of lives, and then I'm also just sitting here doing nothing. I downloaded it to have something mind-numbing to do while I'm sitting here for 8 hours, and like, no, I'm up to like, I'm almost at 100 now, but like, yeah, I'm still at the very beginning. It's like, only times I ever like lose a life is at the super nightmare levels that they throw in there.
Yeah, and they're not even hard levels. They're just
No.
like, they'll be like, oh, it's a really hard level. You have 15 turns. Like, it's not a hard level. You just gave me no turns.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just like, I just need like one more turn.
literally.
Sometimes.
Like, I've spent gold to get like the extra turns, and it's like I only needed 2 more turns.
Literally that.
Yeah.
But
Fuck Candy Crush.
yeah, so either way, like, I'm really not going to be playing that now because I think they're going to have the line running. At least somewhat. But I was just like, it was just mind-numbing all week. I downloaded like oh God, hold on. Acolyte season finale.
I haven't watched it yet.
I know.
I saw your little Facebook review. I think I'm going to like it.
Okay, so like, to be fair, it's one of those things where like, you will like it because you're not as into Star Wars as I am.
Thing. The Dryad. Not the rule of 2, the first Sith rule with the twins and shit. I'm like, oh, they're doing that, but not doing it. They're like going around it, and I think it's gonna be good. Like,
well, here's the thing: is the rule of 2 is well before this, obviously.
the rule of 2 starts around that time.
No, it stems from Darth Malik, which is
Stems from Darth Bane.
Yes, which is prior to Darth Revan.
Yeah.
Which is like 800 years prior to this.
Yeah, so Rule of Two's been around since before this, because this is Darth Plagueis, yeah?
Yeah, they technically threw him in as a 2-second shot of him creeping around at the end. And like
they're focusing on the Knights of Ren. From what I can gather without really watching much about it, just speculating. It seems like I don't know the character's name, but the guy who plays him.
They don't really actually say his name. They just gave him a name in the casting. That's why we know his name. As far as I know, he never actually says his name.
He's played by Manny something. He's Jason Mendoza from The Good Place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so like, okay. He's a good character. Soul's a good character. It has premise. The problem is like there's a bunch of random, like, if you know like Star Wars stuff.
Well, I was extended universe, so it's hard to like separate that a little bit.
Yeah.
And like know what is canon, what's not.
Well, and that's the thing is like one of the bigger problems is literally like they have Kiandi Mundi in one.
I don't know names.
Okay, so you remember the scene in the Phantom, the beginning where they're all sitting in the circle. He's one of the guys. He's the Conehead Jedi Master with the blue lightsaber.
Yes,
that guy, him. So there's like well documented stuff that like he is said age at that time. Mm-hmm. They threw him in this show, which is 100 years prior to the Phantom Menace. He's like negative 30 years old at this point in his documented birth date. So like they
said his age in the Phantom Menace.
Like
Yoda's like 900 something.
Yes, they don't say it in the Phantom Menace, but George has been asked, and he has publicly said it is this.
George is gone.
Well, to be fair, it's also one of those things where like he is his age in the show. Well, or not the show, in the movie. But like the problem is still, it's like when you have like a bunch of stuff that kind of like shows that like this is where he's at, and then you just decide to change it out of nowhere and throw him in. The main problem is in the Phantom Menace when Qui-Gon is talking to him and telling him that he fought Darth Maul on Tatooine and he fought a Sith. Kiandi Mundi is the dude that says that's, you know, essentially that's nonsense. The Sith haven't been seen for 1,000 years.
Well, there's like dark Jedi, not like just straight up Sith. Like there's not just Sith lords and shit like that. Like there's it's not Judiciary. Inquisitors.
Yes.
There's dark Jedis. There's people that fall to the dark side that aren't necessarily Sith.
But they're all, yes. Either way.
They did that in Knights of the Old Republic too, yes. Where it was like there wasn't Sith until like the end game where it was like a Sith Lord showed up. It was just like dark Jedi.
I guess the way I look at it is obviously there is the dark side, but to me is dark side is just the difference between dark side and Sith. Dark side is obviously you've chosen the dark side. Sith is just you are a Jedi that chose the dark side. You have force powers that chose the dark side.
Mine's the opposite. Sith is somebody who follows the Sith code, and dark Jedi is a Jedi who fell to the dark side.
I mean, I know there's like obviously there's differences in it, but either way,
it's semantics.
Yeah, it's semantics.
I haven't watched it. I will watch it probably this weekend.
Long story short, he's in this show in a scene where he's in a room where they directly talk about this character who said he is a Sith.
Okay.
He said you would call what I am as a Sith. He didn't say he's a Sith, but he says what you would call me as a Sith. So it's one of those like, okay, he doesn't hear it, but he's in a room where there's people talking about these Jedi that have been killed in this situation. So he hears about this whole thing and then 100 years later he says they haven't been seen for 1,000 years.
There's also 100 years to fill in, like story wise. Like we could right now, it's just season 1.
Yeah.
like I said, I think that they're trying to fill out the Knights of Ren, which I think the what was his name, Camille?
Well, I didn't think the Knights of Ren happens until.
Knights of Ren are a few hundred years.
Yeah, but it's not. Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and they've got the weird material that his helmet's made out
Crotosis.
of. Yeah, that's a Knights of Ren thing.
Got it.
And their whole thing is the leader is only the leader because they killed the previous leader or bested them in a duel. Same as the dark saber from Mandalorian. And all that shit. But what I'm thinking they're doing is they're filling in the Knights of Ren stuff to try to not get away from Sith Lords, but like flesh it out a little bit more to where it's like there's more than just Sith, Jedi. Like there's the in between. There's Force users. There's the sisters, whatever. There's the brother. All that shit from Clone Wars and Rebels. So with that said, like the 100 years in between, we're in season 1. So it might look like they're writing themselves into a plot hole where this guy's like, Sith hasn't been seen in 1,000 years. And that guy's just like, you would call me a Sith. But he's not a Sith. We'll find out in season 2. He's a Knight of Ren. Or he is Ren.
Well, we already know that this guy is a fallen... I guess
Jedi,
yes. Essentially, like that one. I don't think is a yes. I would say
a TikTok.
I would say I felt safe saying that one, but like there's still like honestly there's a lot of it. There's just a lot of those like there's a chant that the women Coven Witch come and say, and it's really fucking lame. Instead of like they could have made it really cool and they made it dumb as fuck. There's rock and steel lighting on fire and burning an entire mountain down because
it's weird Force shit.
Not even. It's just not. No, she was just she throws a lantern on the ground.
Season 1.
It was just one of those. It's like, all right, like they literally like it's not well written. It was just like, all right, this happens because this happens.
And it doesn't. I'll watch it. I'm trying to give it the benefit of the doubt before I start watching it.
I will say, the reason I gave it a 4 is like there's still a bunch of really cool fight. There are some cool fight scenes. I mean, regardless, like almost any lightsaber fight scene is kind of cool.
Yeah, especially after the sequels.
Yes,
they've gotten so dope since then.
Well,
I know this takes place before the sequel. I'm saying after the sequel in our lifetime.
True.
Where they do the prequel stuff.
Yes. Yeah, the prequels were fucking... That's the problem. So the prequels, they got like a... Nick Gallard, I think is his name, or Grawler or something like that. I don't know. I follow one of the Star Wars channels that he's friends with the guy now. So he's like had a bunch of cool conversations with him about the movies and filming and choreography stuff. Like this is easily like the best fight choreography. Like it is right under his choreography for like Phantom Menace stuff. Like it is very cool because they made Quimmer he's awkward. He's very awkward fight style, which is kind of cool, and like they that's very fun. But the problem is there's like just I don't know, there's some little stuff where it's just kind of like I said, if you kind of look at it like it's not really canon and you ignore some of the story parts, like I also didn't think as far as because you already mentioned the Darth Plagueis thing, it kind of bugs me because one, I think he deserves a bit more.
It's season 1.
I know it's coming.
It's season 1.
Well, I don't know. Here's the thing: is like literally like almost no one likes the show. It was bad.
From what I'm seeing, it's half and half. Literally, my TikTok For You page, I have to scroll past a lot of stuff because I don't want to see spoils. But it's either right now it's literally half and half from what I'm seeing, to where it's people that are like, this is the worst shit ever, and then there's other people that are like, hey, everyone's saying this is the worst shit ever. I'm going to show you in canon where you're wrong, where it's like whatever your issue is with oh, there's no hell in Star Wars. Guess what? Han Solo mentioned it in the originals.
Yeah.
You know, like dumb shit where it's like not the stuff you're saying. Where
Yeah.
you know, it's people being like, there's a girl.
Yeah.
You know, like
oh yeah,
you know,
yeah.
stupid shit.
Yeah.
That it's literally a half and half.
Like there are definitely like I said, like the guy who plays Soul, he's so good. He's so good, and his character is so good. Quimar, so good as a character. The problem is just it's some of the like story arc stuff, like the fact that they basically took the Anakin storyline of how these kids are born and stuff, and because I already mentioned that to you before, right? Yeah,
and that's coming from the hate side. There's a lot more like toxic rapport about that, and then there's people that are on the I like it side that are kind of given the benefit of the doubt a little bit, where they're like, this could lead to some great stories, but it's season one of most shows suck. Season 1 of Supernatural, ass.
Yeah,
complete ass. They had no idea where they were going.
I guess it's just one of those things where like there's just a lot of these little problems story wise with it that just to me it's one of those things where like a lot of the stuff just feels like they threw it in to make sure the storyline went along, and there's not a lot of good justification.
Yeah.
Also, $180 million was the budget for this show. They spent $90 million on Obi-Wan. I should think this show was really, really, really good. A lot of the episodes are really short.
I'll be honest, I didn't really like Obi-Wan.
I thought it was okay. I enjoy it because it was Star Wars, but like it wasn't. I thought it was really good on like reflecting. Like it's good. It's not phenomenal for sure. They could have done it a lot better.
If it wasn't Obi-Wan,
yes,
and it was a different Jedi,
yeah,
you'd be having the same opinion where it's ass.
Well, yeah.
Like truthfully, the only reason it was good or okay was because it's Obi-Wan, and we brought back Hayden Christensen.
It had redeeming qualities to it.
But if it had just been like some some no-name Jedi, it would not have been good.
That's why I didn't say it was a 1 out of 10. That's why I gave it the 4, because I was like, there are some cool parts. Like I said, the fight scenes are good. There's some good characters, but like all in all, it felt like a lot of the story arc stuff, like some of the reactions certain characters have, I'm like, you had $180 million. I would have wanted like a little longer, like I want to say half the episodes are under 40 minutes long, and that doesn't even include the fact that like the last 3 to 4 minutes is all credits. So they're all like 30-minute episodes. There's 8 episodes max. Mm-hmm. So a bunch of them are like 32, 33, 34 minutes, and I'm like, I know, like
short, yeah.
Like if you have that amount of a budget, give us a little bit longer in some story side, give a bit more depth, so some of these decisions make more sound, instead of like it seems like just one little thing happened and it causes this massive thing, and I'm like that.
That's also reading comprehension has gotten so shitty.
I know.
Like people are watching The Boys and they're siding with Homelander.
Well, that's just because there's dumb people, but like
that's Star Wars fans, though, baby.
Well, yes, but to me, it's like
they interlock so fucking much.
And I don't even think it needs to be a lot. Like to me, it's more of like I'll try to be as vague as possible. There's like one Jedi character thing happens to Jedi character that kind of like messes with his head one time. Not a lot, but once. And then eventually causes him to have this massive reaction that causes like all of this stuff. And I'm like, it was a short episode. You could have very easily created like another instance where this happened one more time to justify the massive reaction that happened at the end in the same episode.
I get that. I'm going to do a secondary argument because there's something that's pissing me off about The Boys. It's not the show. It's the audience. something really bad happens twice, technically. I haven't watched the finale, so I don't know how it plays out. But one of the characters basically gets sexually assaulted.
Yeah.
And he's a male. And every single person in the audience is like, they're playing this off as a joke. And like, the end of the episode, he doesn't even react about like the basic rape that happened to him. He only reacts about his dad dying. And all this bad shit has been happening to this guy all season. And he's not even reacting about it. They're literally trying to kill Homelander. That is like their mission.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, he's not reacting to this stuff that's happening to him. And for me, I'm like, he has a mission. He can't react to it. He's going to probably in season 5. Like, it's going to be a build-up to where he's going to either burst or he's going to deal with it. But right now, it's build-up. It's build-up. It's build-up. But everyone's like, oh, nothing's even going on. Like, he got this and that done to him and this and that. So, maybe Disney and Star Wars, knowing that a lot of their fans will complain about, like, it's taking too long for something to happen. They're like, fine, we'll do it in one episode.
Yeah. Again, I don't even think it needed to be another episode. It could have been done in the same episode. Just give me another instance of, like...
It could have, but there's so many people that will complain about, like, it's taking too long for build-up. Get it now. Get it now.
Yeah.
Like, and then, like I said, there's people that will... There's still people that side with the fucking Empire.
Yeah.
Like, reading comprehension is ass. People will be like, this is the good guy.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's people
they're like,
oh,
yeah,
he
they don't...
overreacted. He underreacted. Like...
Well, those people don't even read it. They're just like, we look at the massive message. They're like, look at the massive message. Don't look at all the tiny, terrible things with it.
Yeah.
Kind of people. It's like, nah. But no, I like, again, like I said, like, I still enjoy it. I just, like, a couple of the things felt like they're just like, they just throw it in to make sure that the story works at the way that they want it to. And then it could have been, with that amount of budget, I expected a lot more. They could have given a lot more with... They did some cool stuff. I think they could have done better by some of the characters. I think they did okay with Osha and May. Some of the stuff, like... I
gotta say, I don't like that their name is Osha.
Yeah, it's
I don't
a
know
little
who
weird.
they are, but I'm like... Somebody's gonna violate them.
Yeah. It's dumb.
Bad joke. I'm sorry. It's not a space name. It's fucking Occupational Safety Hazardness Administration.
To be fair, this isn't important to the story. When they find her, she is a space. Like, she fixes ships on the outside of the space ship. Technician. So it's kind of funny. But it's like, but no, that was her name. Apparently her name is a longer one. It's just that's the short. Yeah. But no, it's still pretty good. Like, I think if I really try to block out, like, history of, like, the past stuff, you can enjoy it. There's just some of the chant thing is pretty, there is no salvaging that. When you get to that, you'll see.
Yeah.
It's bad. But
the only thing I want to say because I'm still giving it the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
It's only season 1. Like, we're not gonna get a fucking hit after hit after hit.
No.
Like, only season 1. Some of the shit might not make sense right now, but they're throwing stuff out there to see, like, how people react, and then you flesh it around, specialize. Look at the fucking originals. So many people hated Empire Strikes Back. So many people like you were like, not you specifically, but like what you were saying, where it was like, it doesn't make fucking sense. So many people were pissed off when they found out that Luke and Leia were siblings, because they were like, they almost kissed in the first one. Like,
yeah.
I thought that they were going to get together. Third one came out. Dope family shit. Everyone likes it now. Like,
yes, but to be fair, at the time, that's also when there's like, he's very much like, all right, well, yeah, I did the middle movies first. There's 3 that I don't haven't done yet. And
yeah, but
there was explanation.
What I'm getting at is not knowing what he did, but so many people back then hated the second one until the third one came out. So many people hated the prequels until now. So many people still hate the prequels, but so many people thought it was the dumbest shit ever. And then, I get why it's called The Phantom Menace now. Like, you kind of got to read like lore on the lore to understand why shit happens.
I know. There's a couple unredeemable parts for me. I can still like it, and I hope. I mean, like, her wife is cast at the person that wrote the whole thing cast her wife as like one of the leaders in the movie or in the show. I didn't know. I genuinely didn't think she did that good at all prior to finding that out. And then I was kind of disappointed when I found that. I was like, oh, that's why she's in the movie. Also, her makeup was a little Like, I know it was probably kind of meant, but it almost looked like they just forgot to put a bunch of green on at some point, and then they had to stick with it for continuity. But, like, I don't know. There's just it felt very, very iffy to me. They included a lot of shit that, like, breaks a lot of, like, canon stuff. I mean, like, there's, like, the very ending scene kind of, like, I don't know. It's hard to like tell you all the complaints without you watching it. But yeah,
I won't have it finished by the next time we record because got Kai's surprise birthday party on Saturday. So I got all that, and then I got to go over to Chloe's and work on her garage. I'm gonna try to fix that. And then I got other shit to do around the house.
Yeah,
I just want to sleep.
That's fair. I'm like, well,
and I got to finish The Boys.
Yeah, I haven't even started the show. I probably should. I just don't watch shows. I'm terrible.
It's a good show. So many people are hating on season 4, but I'm like, they're setting up season 5, man. Like,
yep.
They could drop the ball real hard, but like the shit that I'm seeing, like season 5 is gonna be fucking bananas.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, oh, season 4 sucks. I'm like, yeah, because they're building up the final season. Like, it's not gonna be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, should probably wrap it up.
Yeah.
It's late enough. We gotta let you get home. I gotta make dinner.
Taco.
Yeah, enjoy it. You let me know how that is. If you actually stop and get it, let me know.
If I stop, I might forget.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, once you get close enough to eat it, you're like, all right, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah, because I want to say there's still like 30 minutes from the Taco Bell to my house.
That's the issue. Is like if it's not on the way. Now that it's on the way, that's why I was like, I can justify going to stop. I'll go get it, but like most of the time they're not.
For lunch tomorrow.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But either way, we will. We love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Be nice to everyone if you can't that are not assholes. And bye, guys.
Bye.